Yeah. Hello and welcome to our webinar, JDisc Discovery, Flying Blind in IT, not with JDisc Discovery. My name is Stefan Wojacek, and I am the head of sales at JDisc. And today I have a colleague with me. It's Sotiris Rodriguez, and he is the CEO of the JDisc branch in Greece, and also the lead designer of our front end and web UI. And today we have something for you prepared to show JDisc and how it works and what you can do with it. But first, let's start with an introduction. What is JDisc? What's the company? JDisc was founded in 2009 in Germany by our CEO, Thomas Trenz. He's also in the chat and will answer all questions you have tonight. And yeah, we are located in Germany, in the south of Germany. It's a small city called Gärtringen. And we have also over 500 customers worldwide. The most of them are in the German-speaking countries. And yeah, but everything else is worldwide, and JDIS is used everywhere on the planet. So, what is JDIS Discovery? For those who are not familiar with it, it's an IT network discovery tool. You can scan the whole IT environment with it, and it works agentless. That means you just install it on one server, and then from this server, you can scan your whole environment, and JDIS collects all the data through the protocols. And what's really important is it needs to be installed on a Windows server. And yeah, you can also expand the results with 5 different add-ons. And the add-ons, for example, give the network topology or collect measurement data, what we are also showing today. And yeah, anything else for maybe dependencies are also shown. And yeah, and a really cool thing is we are getting weekly releases. That means we were building in new devices the whole time or new features, of course, bug fixes as well. And yeah, so we are up to date. And if there are any new devices, we are, yeah, they're coming into the releases. So what are we doing today? We are doing this agenda. First thing is how to expose shadow IT. So what kind of devices are in your network you could discover with JDIS, which maybe aren't there, how to expose them. Then we can go to identify unused hard and software. So you can also get which devices aren't used and maybe also software which isn't used and maybe is too costly, and you can save it. And for others who haven't already migrated to Windows 11, it's Windows 11 migration. There's a cool report which shows which devices are ready and not. And yeah, then we come to license management and risk detection. So how is JDIS able to help you with your licensing and also risks? It can also detect risks and tell you what maybe is license you need to license. And then after that, we come to connections to other tools. The data can be used in other tools and how we can do that. And in the end, automation, that means you don't have to do anything by yourself. JDIS is fully automatically, and you can configure that as well. And we show you how it's done. And through the whole session, you can talk to our CEO, Thomas. He's in the chat and he will answer all questions during the webinar. And after that, we will also stay on the line and answer some questions if you have still one. And yeah, so then let's go. Sotiris is now sharing his screen. I'm stopping my sharing. And first, Sotiris, hi, welcome.
Hello, greetings everyone, and welcome also from my side. I will share my screen now.
Yeah, perfect. First thing.
Good.
So here's a virtual machine where JDIS is installed, right?
Yes, I have installed JDisc and a virtual machine. I have also some data here that I acquired by scanning our test network to use them during the presentation. So, Stefan, to your first question, how do we expose shadow IT? I think it's pretty common that employees bring devices, personal devices, and they connect them to our corporate network, and this is really bad. Exposing our network to risks that we don't want. So we can help with that. We are an IT inventory tool, so we have scanned your network and we have seen all the devices that you have there. So, and we expose it in a device report. So this report here that you can open with our tool, you can see all the devices that are scanned in your network. I'm sure that some companies follow a very strict pattern by naming devices. So one possibility to identify devices that are not supposed to be there is to scan the name of the identified devices and see really that something doesn't fit there. Another possibility could be that you see the types of the devices. For example, here in our network, if we scan it, we have a type which is a dishwasher. This is supposed not to be there.
Yeah, yeah,
And you can do it also by manufacturer if you have specific manufacturers running in your network, or you can go to more sophisticated strategies and techniques. You can also see how when the device was first discovered. The chances are that the device that's really old in your network is perhaps not a shadow IT device, but devices that are newly discovered might be some that you want to really review if they
yeah.
belong there.
And it's also always a definition what is shadow IT in your own IT. But
Yes.
yeah, we had to do some examples, and the dishwasher is a nice thing. Yeah. And
Yes.
also, when it comes to software, what are the possibilities to detect some kind of software which we don't maybe want to have in our environment?
Yes, in a similar way to the devices report, we have the applications report. This is, again, all the applications that are discovered running in any device in your network. Unfortunately, there are a lot of them, but you can search and filter them.
Mhm.
You might have already a list of software that you don't want. For example, in our network, we can see software TeamViewer.
Yeah.
TeamViewer is a remote connection tool. In some cases, it's useful, but it really opens your network to the outside world, and you might not want that. Also, other software like
Yeah.
WhatsApp. This is also a
Maybe
useful
at
software
risk. Yeah.
in private area, but maybe in the business domain, maybe it does not belong there.
And yeah, if we want to check which devices they have WhatsApp
Yes,
installed, we just do a double click or maybe a
yes.
TeamViewer or something else.
If you discover software that you really want to know where it's coming from, you can either double click or you can open the context menu. You can see more details about this software.
Mhm.
Um, and you can see in how many devices this
It's
belongs.
installed. Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So maybe yeah, you can show maybe TeamViewer for the second time, and then because there was something like yeah, we have two different versions right now, and device count is also
Yes.
two,
For
and yeah.
taking the TeamViewer example, we have two versions. You can see the version count. You open the details, you see the exact versions which are there. If you open up a little bit the window, you
Ah,
can
yeah,
see
that's yeah, nice.
which version exactly is installed in which device by selecting the version and opening the devices with selected applications. And now you have reached and concluded that this software is installed in the device named Tom Lappy 5 with this IP address, and you
Ah,
can
perfect.
continue from there.
Nice. So yeah, okay, perfect. We could exactly identify which software is installed and where it is, and then we can do some solutions and advise this employee to uninstall it or do something else.
Yes.
Perfect. Nice. And yeah, that's for the first thing for Shadow IT. Now, when we have some devices in our network which we want to have, but maybe we don't use, which
Yes.
what kind of possibilities we have there? What can be?
Another
So,
another common use case is that you have some servers in your network, and the servers are probably not used. We have here a connections report, connection statistics. In this report, which is also a complicated big report, but you can see that uh, uh, the devices here on the left, and then you can see a very important metric here, the open port count. So
all right.
this device has 29 open ports,
Mm-hmm.
but you see on the other hand, or this device 18 ports, but you see on the other hand 0 connections there. This is an indication that um, this device is not really used.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe never, because nobody connects to it. Um, and you can drill down more here. You can limit this report maybe to servers only, and then here it can help you better identify if your targeting device is used it or not, is using it or not.
Ah, perfect. Yeah,
Yes.
really nice. So that's for the hardware stuff. If we also have software, maybe we want to detect and which is not often used,
This is
how can
also
we do
possible.
that? Yep,
This is
perfect.
also possible. We developed a feature relatively recently, and it's about usage metering of software. In our setup here, we have configured that some devices are monitored for software usage.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, these are the devices here. Again, if we take the example of this laptop, we
Yeah,
see that we have configured monitoring on software, Adobe, Cisco, Eclipse, and the rest in the list.
yeah,
What we can see here is that if we double click on it, then we can go to the device details and go to the measurement. No, to the software and uh, sorry,
the measurement. Yeah, yeah, and
measurement.
then
Yes,
software measure. Yeah, that's what.
yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
here we can see the software that we have configured. We see the average duration. This is the average duration of the software running in this specific device. And we can see in the next column, average user time. This is the CPU time of the software. So
Mm-hmm.
again, when we see a very expensive software that is perhaps really rarely running or um, not at all, then this is an indication that perhaps this is a software that we don't need in our
Yeah.
company.
And we can also see that Thomas is also developing. That's very good. Good to know. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And just one question. You have this kind of specific software. If you have another software you want to measure, is it also possible? And how is it done?
This is also possible. This software here, we have included some default configurations, but through the menus and uh, managing software templates here, you can simply add, following the wizard, you can add a configuration to measure any software running in your machines.
Perfect. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, that's was the software measurement. Now, if we have devices we want to have in the network, we also want to know that they are used, but they are maybe not ready. And for example, for the Windows 11 migration, if we still have to do it, how can we detect which devices are ready for the migration, and what can we see there, and how can we identify them?
Right. For this purpose of the Windows 11 migration, we have created this Windows 11 compatibility report. Here you can see which devices are compatible or ready, so to say, for the Windows 11 migration, and which are not. So we can see here a lot of Windows 10 devices that are not compatible, and you can not migrate them to Windows 11. You can see also more details. So Windows 11 migration has some requirements, of course, some specific processors and RAM and TPM specifications. And you can see in detail what is wrong, what can you do in order to migrate these machines to Windows 11.
Perfect. Could you show maybe the last columns on the right, which we
Yes.
also check? Yeah. Nice. All right.
Yes.
Perfect.
We
And
have gathered here all the necessary information to guide you to Windows 11 migration.
perfect. So everything which is required, we can show. Very nice. And yeah, when we stay on the Microsoft side, Microsoft licensing, JDisc can also help with that as well. We can, for example, list all software which is used by Microsoft, so you can show them if you have an audit, which software is running in your network and which is installed, and how can we do that? How can we search for Microsoft Office example?
Yeah,
Um,
it's very easy. You can go to the applications and you can simply look for Microsoft 365 applications. You can see versions, and then, like before, you can see in which machines they are installed and running.
just the same like the Shadow IT software.
Yes.
And just, yeah, so a discovery tool which shows the list is standard, but yeah, we can also show the client access licenses, the issued licenses.
Yes.
How can we do that, and where we can find this feature?
Yes. So for Microsoft servers, sometimes it's not enough to have a license for the server itself, but you need to license the access to the server. You
Yeah.
can license it either to device per device, or you can license per user. You can find the license the devices that are doing the license that are running the licensing service here.
Yeah.
You can go to devices by role report, and we can see that we have here a license service role of devices. There are 3 of them. We can double click on it, and then we can open it. We can see the device names,
Mhm.
the host names, and here it's just a normal device. And then in these devices, if we go to the device details and we go to software and then to client
Yeah.
access licenses, we can see that in this device we have imported this so-called packages of licenses, and we have one package of 50 licenses that we can do per device licensing, and we have
Mhm.
another 50 for per user licensing. We can also see the
Perfect.
client license summary. We can see again the total number, and then we can also see how many are left and how many are issued
Perfect.
here.
That's really good because yeah, Microsoft is accepting these kind of licenses and
Yeah.
these kind of lists, and then you can perfectly prepared if there's an audit, and
Right.
you can use JDIS for that. But yeah, there are also some manufacturers, for example, Oracle, who are very difficult with licensing and where you have to be very
Yes.
careful with features which with maybe with an update become yeah need to be licensed. And yeah, we also have something for that.
Yeah.
How we
Before we
can
go,
solve
before
this?
we go that we do have another report here in the previous topic that you can
Yeah.
see where these 2 licenses were assigned.
Issued, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Now going to
Perfect.
the Java topic, which is a big topic that brought a little bit of inconvenience in our corporate world. We do have a Java report that you can see the risks on your Java installations. So if I open this report, in this report, I see again devices here that have Java installed, that we discovered that it has Java installed. Then we can identify the Java exactly version and manufacturer that is installed. And according to the knowledge that we have about the licensing of these versions, we can identify devices that do have a Java version that is not free.
Yep.
And then, of course, if everything is green, it's good. But if you do have an exclamation mark somewhere, that means that you have to pay attention on the licensing
Yep.
for this.
And
Yes.
and then we have something here's in blue. Everything else is green, but here's a blue symbol in the middle.
Yes.
That's unknown. Yeah.
Yes, we can see that this version probably needs to be investigated manually, so it's not clear if it's okay or not. And of course, this gives you the indication that you have to do some actions here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, these reports are available for every device which uses Java, right? So
Yes.
just with a scan and you can access it. Perfect. And it's also part of the core version of JDisc. It doesn't require any add-ons. So
Yes.
everybody who uses JDisc could access this kind of report. Very nice. And yeah, once we are scanned and everything is fine, the data is fine, we have everything. But now we want to use the data in other tools. And what possibilities we have to export our data?
Traditionally, we had the possibility to export any report by opening it, and then you have the possibility to download it as an Excel or to download it as a CSV file. This gives you some possibilities, but in some cases, this is not enough. There are cases that you have other software systems that are interested in this data, and these software systems you have it's better if you connect them directly in our GraphQL API. So I can open here now our new web UI where we do have our integration API tab. If you want, you can open the GraphQL schema. We do have an GraphQL API, and we have here the schema that describes it. It's quite long,
Yeah.
but you use this schema normally to import it in tools like Postman or other tools, so that it can help you design your queries. But for convenience, we do have also a very nice feature here. We have an editor where you can also explore in a better way the documentation of the schema. You can see the queries, the mutations, and the subscriptions that we expose. And we have also a description on that. And if you drill down more, the methods that you can execute, and you can also see what attributes you can get back. You can also play around in this editor. So for those that are familiar with GraphQL API, they should be straightforward. So you can, for example, write a query with completion very easily, and you can select some attributes. So in this query, we're fetching all devices in our network that are scanned with some attributes like manufacturer, and you can execute this query. And then here you get all the devices with these attributes.
Yeah, perfect. And also we are connected to GitHub. So yeah, also really nice.
Yes, this is not enough sometimes. The developers need more information. So we do have a GitHub JDisc project here that has several repositories. Depending on what you are interested in, you can go to the Python samples or PowerShell samples or Postman collections, whatever you want. And for example, you can go to the Discovery API. You can see here we have some scripts to log you in and out. We have a script that you can run a query, and I can demonstrate you how you can use it. So this is a nice repository, and additionally you can find in the same GitHub project, you can find really sample queries to execute, like the one that I will execute. For example, this query, it can help you eventually fetch all the data related to devices in your network. And I believe this is really useful when you want to do integrations with other tools.
Excellent.
I could demonstrate the execution of this query. It's really straightforward. I have here opened PowerShell.
Yeah.
Maybe I clean here so that you could see better. And I have in my CTEM directory, I have here the query that I showed you before in GitHub.
Mhm.
And I have here the script that you can run it and execute this query. You have a command line like that, PowerShell, run the query, script. Then you give the URL of your server because the API is running in the JDisc server. You give a username to log in and the query to be executed, and the parameter to get where to get the file with the response. So if I execute this query, of course, it asks me my password, security,
Yeah.
security, security, and then this query, I gave the wrong password.
Yeah. Just
So
second try.
it works, the
Yeah.
security,
Yeah, there
and
was.
then this query is fetching all the devices with all the data, and it's writing this response to this response txt file that will appear here shortly. We have it here. It's a 132 megabyte response, so it's really huge and performed quite well. And you can open it and see um, what it contains. It contains eventually all the devices in your network in this JSON format, which is really developer friendly,
Mhm.
that you can serialize and deserialize, and with all the information, IDs, names, clusters that this device belongs to, operating systems, processors, BIOS, everything.
Yeah.
And then, of course, also installed applications. It's quite powerful.
Perfect. Really nice. And so when we have that, we have already anything, and we have our data, we have them connected to other tools, but now we want to collect them automatically. We don't want to do anything. What kind of options do we have to automatic JDisc? And yeah, what can we do there? What possibilities we have?
So we have now this eventually two possibilities. One is the CSV and Excel reports, and we have the possibility to fetch the data via the GraphQL API. Of course, the GraphQL API can be automated in scripts, in your scripts, or in really programs
Hmm.
running and integrating automatically. And regarding the Excel and the CSV reports, we can open a report here. You have the possibility to schedule a report export. So
Yeah.
this is the all devices report, and you can schedule an export of this report either to disk location or send it via email. If we select disk, you can select how often do you want to execute this report. Maybe it is a report that you want to schedule it and run it once daily at,
Yeah.
I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning, and send it via mail to some manager.
Hmm.
Or
Perfect.
you might want to schedule a report to be run every 5 minutes and stored in this disk location that we select later on at 4 o'clock
Hmm.
in the afternoon. So I select daily, or you can even run it once.
Yeah.
And you can click next. You give some name,
Description.
uh,
Yeah. And
export job, and some file name that will be used as a template to generate the report name file, and or maybe better devices. And you have some possibility here to select details about human readable values and dates, how to be
Yeah.
rendered, and everything, and how many also important revisions of this report you want to keep. So the report will be executed in some cases every minute. Perhaps you don't want every thousands of files that will be generated. You select the export format, Microsoft Excel or CSV file, and then you can select where do you want this report to be exported. I will select my local
Yep.
disk, or it can be really a network drive
And
that you
then,
prefer.
yeah.
And then you click finish, and then you have this report scheduled to be run daily at 4 o'clock, I believe we selected,
Yeah.
and you
And
will
then,
find this in your C temp drive when this is executed.
are we also able to automatic scans as well of the network? And how is it done?
Yes, of course, our software, you can install it in a server and you can let it run. It will fetch some data, but to exploit all the possibilities, you have to configure it. One
Yeah.
part of this configuration is the configuration of the discovery jobs. So uh, we have split our company to several groups, and each group we can see that it scans specific parts of the network. And when we have split our network to such groups, then we can create discovery jobs. And a discovery job, for example, this job here, will scan this whatever we select from these groups. So these groups eventually are scanning network parts, and this job is scanning this network parts in a scheduled way. In this way, we can see here the schedule. So this TF home job is scheduled to be running periodically every 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's similar to the export schedule, right?
It's the scheduling is pretty similar,
Yeah.
but it's not exporting, it's uh, running the discovery and
Yeah.
the scanning the
So
network.
we don't have to do anything on our own if we don't want it. So we can
That's
also scan if we maybe over the weekend or over the night. And yeah, perfect, fine. And one last thing, if we have some devices which aren't often in the network, which are rarely there, do we also have a possibility to scan these automatics so we don't have to wait, or if we maybe
Mhm.
get if they are there or not, so that the scan is also triggered if they are
Yes.
connecting?
Yes, in the groups here we have some options. And we have here the active directories, and here we can select by clicking on this box. You see that is changing according to these options here. And one
Mhm.
of the options is discover only recently logged on computers of this directory. That means if you select this icon here, so this TF directory group, which is scanned by this TF directory job. When the job runs, it will scan only the devices that are recently logged in. In this way,
Nice.
you don't scan the world, you scan only targeting this recently logged on devices.
Perfect. And if you're scanning in such a detail or such 15 minutes window time frame, how is it impacting the network traffic?
Yes, that's also a good question. All this scanning, of course, it creates some traffic in your network. How much traffic exactly? You can see it here on the devices. It really depends on the device type. For example,
Hmm?
we have laptop devices, Windows machines that really have a lot of software inside and are really scanning intensive. But we have, on the other hand, for example, devices like switches that do not require so many data to be transferred. For example, if we take the laptop here, our demo laptop, we can see in the Analyze tab in the traffic report you can see that the protocols that we used to scan this device generated some traffic. Here you can see the total number of megabytes and kilobytes. So to summarize, this laptop needs 1.5 megabytes to be scanned.
Yeah.
Of course, this 1.5 megabytes, it doesn't happen per second. That would be too much. We can see how long it took to scan this laptop. It was 16 minutes. And then this traffic, this 1.5 megabytes, is distributed in these 16 minutes. So it's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
much. I
We,
would
we,
I would take also a switch here, as I mentioned before, and you can see that the switch I expect to have much less. Yes, it's 55 kilobytes. It's
yeah.
literally nothing.
So, yeah, that's perfect. Very nice. So thank you very much, Sotiris, and for this helpful answers, what we can do with JDisk. And yeah, we are already on our end. And yeah, thank you very much for your attention, for your time for this webinar. And if you want to test JDisk on your own, or if you have any more questions, you can always book a personal demo together with me or with Sotiris or anybody else from us. And yeah, you can also always get a test license for JDisk, so you can scan your own environment and check how this works and if we get anything. And we can also help with configuration. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat now. We are staying on the line. And if you have anything else, you can always write to info@jadis.com. And yeah, again, thank you for your time and thank you for your attending. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye bye.